Right. Welcome back. Welcome. Sure. Follow up question actually. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome to this live. And we'll close this way. Welcome. Welcome to this live. Thanks for joining in. Let me know where you are joining from. Welcome to this live. Thank you. Please confirm that you can hear me. My audible? Okay, thanks for joining in. Thank you for the like. Son. Hello, son. Thank you. Thank you for joining in. Thank you. Welcome to this live. Let me know where you are joining from. Welcome, Malina. Malina Slavin. Welcome, everyone. Okay, son from the United States of America. Thank you. Thank you. It's about evening or towards night then, all right? What time is it? Which part of America are you, son? What part of America? thank you for the likes. Thank you. You can't think. It's okay. Anyway, welcome. Who else is with us? Hello, Kel Brodin. Welcome, Kel. Thank you for joining in. Where are you joining from? Please confirm that you can hear me. I hope my audio is clear. Thank you for the votes. Quite a number of people joining from different parts of the world. Okay, Kel Brodin is also from the United States. Yes, it's interesting that, okay, I have to just try as much as possible to do my live around this time, even though this close to 1 a.m. in Nigeria, uh, streaming live from Lagos. And actually, most of the subscribers to this channel are based in the United States. People watching. Someone says USA twins. USA, Missouri. Wow, Missouri. Great. Great. Thank you, Kel. Thank you. Yes, 1 a.m. Yes, close to 1 a.m. So it's 4:50 for you. Okay, 4:50 p.m., right? So that's one thing about this platform, because it's a global platform and people connect from different parts of the world in different time zones. And so it's interesting to know that our experiences are different, even at the same time that the streaming is ongoing. Some people are at work, some people are just probably getting to wake from sleep, some people are about going to bed. Okay, so um, with this understanding, okay, Carol says, okay, Son is from Arizona. Wow, good to have you here. Kindly subscribe to my channel. I'm a medical doctor. I talk about health, wellness, and lifestyle. And uh, apart from my clinical work, I do a lot of education as much as possible using this YouTube platform and other social media platforms to actually educate the public on health and other related matters. So I'm passionate about that. Okay. Yes, definitely different time zones. Even in the United States, different states with different time zones. Kindly double tap on your screen to like this live. That way, the algorithm will actually notify more people who may benefit from this discussion at this time. So I will appreciate if you can actually check. Maybe there's a three dot somewhere you can actually double tap or look for that description section and click on the like. Thank you for the poll for responding. Okay, 60% of responders subscribed before now. 40% just subscribed. Thank you for joining the community. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you, son. Okay, so earlier, some hours ago, I actually started a discussion on a mental health issue, and then specifically talking about depression. And I gave some statistics apart from Ukraine, where most numbers are, where we have most people, most population of people who are depressed in Ukraine, the next country where we have people suffering from depression is the United States. Okay, and then followed by other uh, states, other nations or countries that I mentioned. Okay, so it's something that affects man globally, irrespective of race, irrespective of age, irrespective of even gender. Okay, so yes, depression. Son, how do you know that you have depression, son? How do you know that you have depression, son? How do you know that you have depression? How do you know that you have depression? What exactly do you mean by you have depression, son? Oh, your doctor told you. Oh, okay, son. Please, how old are you? And then, when did your doctor tell you that? So, what is being done for you? Are you being managed for that even now? Are you on medications? If you don't mind sharing your experience with us. So, what are the symptoms that you have or you have had? I'm talking about depression. Oh, okay, okay. Sorry about that. You don't think you should say your age? Okay, no problem. Okay, it's okay. It's okay, son. It's okay. Sometimes I just needed to ask because sometimes we get on this global platform, we get different people coming up to join the live and then even watching videos and dropping comments. Okay, and sometimes we find out that some are not actually adults. Okay, so but I believe you are an adult. Okay, and you are giving me proper information, so no problem. uh, if you don't feel comfortable saying your age, that's fine, son. That's fine. Okay, and of course you have a right to your privacy. But okay, talking about depression is a mental health problem. It's actually a challenge. Okay, and I shared earlier that people have certain risk factors for depression. Okay, risk factors include genetics, being that if an individual in a particular generation, in previous generation, has had a diagnosis of depression, there's a possibility that subsequent generations at any time, one person or the other may also develop depression. Okay. Okay, you have to go get eat dinner. Fine. Okay, son, enjoy. Thank you for joining in and thank you for engaging. Well appreciated and thank you for subscribing. All right. So talking about those, I mentioned those risk factors earlier. Like I said, there was earlier live session. So this is like a follow-up to that session. All right. So there are other factors, environmental factors, could even be financial factor, lack of job, relationship problem. In fact, substance abuse could also be a risk factor. It's actually a risk factor for developing depression. So an individual that is depressed actually has certain symptoms. And then these are some of the symptoms that such an individual may have. That feeling of sadness. The individual is just sad. Even when there are reasons to be happy, the individual may be sad. There's this loss of interest in things that they should normally uh, be interested in, what they've been interested in, but now they are choosing not to show any interest. And then there's low energy. feeling fatigued, feeling easily tired, and then these symptoms, even though people at one time or the other could experience sadness, but these symptoms tend to persist. They tend to go beyond days, weeks, and even into months. Some people are even suffering from depression and they don't know, they don't actually know until they get in front of their doctor and then they begin to hear from their history and then proper detailed history and proper examination, they begin to hear um, the diagnosis, okay, and then they plan for management. So, when an individual has those symptoms, there is one more thing I need to mention. Okay, there's one more thing I need to mention relating to that. I will confirm that. Now, there is a tendency also for such individuals to have suicidal thoughts, and that's the extreme. That's an extreme, moving from just being anxious to being depressed, and then becoming an individual thinking of committing suicide. So, suicidal thoughts could also occur in an individual with depression, suffering from depression. And then people with depression, if you have anyone around you suffering from depression, they need our support. They need support. They need support. They are not to be isolated. Importantly, yes, yes, yes. I need to mention that when it becomes persistent, those symptoms, and now affecting the functionality of the individual. The individual is not able to do their obligations, their routine, then this could really be disturbing, and then this could affect the individual in other ways, bringing symptoms of emotions like feeling hopeless, feeling empty, feeling worthless, feeling guilty, loss of interest. Then there are other symptoms which may be cognitive, loss of concentration, indecisiveness. I mentioned suicidal thoughts. Those are related to the cognitive aspects, symptoms of depression. Okay, HD the odds. Say you have to go. It's 12 a.m. in England. Oh, thank you for joining in HD the odds. Hope you are subscribed already. Thanks for joining in. Thank you for engaging. Okay, thank you so much. It's 12 a.m. in England. Okay, so I will appreciate if you can check this live. It will be available later. You can check it and just get the points that we are making in this session. Okay, so part of the symptoms will also be physical symptoms, fatigue, low energy, as I mentioned earlier, loss of appetite, appetite for food, appetite for whatever the individual would normally have appetite for. Okay, there could be headaches, body pains, could be different challenges with sleep, inability to achieve sleep, or even the inability to sustain sleep. So these are some symptoms of that can be found in an individual with depression. Okay, so I will actually be talking about how to avoid depression or how to overcome depression in this particular session. So, as a matter of emphasis, it is important to have a proper consultation, a professional interaction, with a medical professional, a doctor, preferably moving with a family physician, mental health experts, psychiatrists, or psychologists, different disciplines, different professionals will definitely be involved. Okay, but that diagnosis, once it is made, requires some other support. Individual may be given medications. There are some drugs we call antidepressants. Of course, some people benefit from that. Some people actually also benefit from cognitive behavioral therapy, where they have sessions for counseling sessions, helping them to navigate, helping them to take decisions that will help to overcome the depressive state. So that's very important. So talking about other ways, so I'll just go through my notes. If you are just joining us, let me know where you are joining from. Where is your location? Where is your location? And remember to double tap on your screen. When you double tap, you will be helping the channel to spread to others. The algorithm will help more people to find this channel. Okay. So, as I mentioned earlier, it's a challenge, and for every challenge, there is always a way out. You can always overcome, and it shouldn't be like people with depression being labeled. They shouldn't be labeled, even though it's a mental health challenge. They need support, from professional support to family support, societal support. They actually need this. It's not a time to isolate them. So it is a medical condition, it's not a weakness. Okay, as I mentioned the risk factors earlier, some people, it's not their fault. They just have, or they had that environmental factor or any other factor that triggered their depressive state. So it is important to note that they need to be supported. For emphasis, support is very important for people suffering from depression. So also, it's important to know that it's not a time to isolate. If you are suffering from depression, stay connected to people, especially the people that you love, especially people that mean a lot to you. You find meaning with that. Social support protects your brain and your heart from the effect of depression. Next, you should engage in exercise. Actually, when there's something that happens, the feel good hormones, there is the mental effect, the mental health benefits of exercising. So it's important, whether it's walking, jogging, swimming, it may even be dancing, can boost your mood, which is something that you can, if you know someone around you suffering from depression, they will benefit from exercising, and it should be regular. Possibly daily exercise will benefit them. So they should be engaged, they should be active, brisk walking, swimming, jogging, they can, cycling. These are interesting exercises that they can get involved in. And if they need to get to the gym, support them to get to the gym, where they can also opportunity to interact with others. is there. Next, the need to prioritize sleep. Sleep is essential for people suffering from depression because normally they are filled with negative emotions, but those negative emotions need to be dealt with using these different approaches. So sleep is essential. It helps the brain to relax. Even though the brain may still be active at a level, but it helps it to relax. So sleep routine is important to ensure that you have the appropriate environment for sleep. When we talk about the appropriate environment in terms of noiseless environment, in terms of maybe sleeping in a dark room, in terms of putting off things that could be distracting, things that could disturb sleep. Okay, this is a very essential aspect. You need to also note that there should be reduction in screen time, especially close to bedtime. So 7 to 9 hours, importantly, for quantity. But in terms of quality of sleep, which should mean restorative sleep, which should mean when you are awake, you are filled with energy to do the task for the day. Okay, so it's important to note that prioritizing sleep will help to overcome depression. And interestingly, there are foods that are called depression fighting foods. Yes, depression fighting foods. If you are just joining in, let's know where you are joining from, or if you have been on this live, kindly share your thoughts on depression. Let's have a discussion. Let's have an interaction on this topic, how to overcome depression. So, eating foods rich in omega-3, some fishes, leafy greens, berries, turmeric, probiotics have been linked scientifically to better mental health. I'll mention them again: omega-3s, leafy greens, berries, turmeric. They are essential for better mental health. That's talking about fighting depression. Next is the need to avoid alcohol. Some people actually go for alcohol more. Some people go for more. Initially, some people have abused alcohol and then they got into depression. So, going more into alcohol may provide temporary relief, but it will actually worsen depression in the long run. So, you need to stay clear of alcohol and you will definitely experience clear mindedness. Very important. Very important. Next is you should practice mindfulness and meditation. There is this need to think on the right things. And especially talking about, I'm a Christian now. I'm a Christian, for example, medical doctor, but I know the advantage of meditating on the Word of God. Great benefits. So if a person is going to deal with depression, they need to be thinking, exposed to the right materials, whether in terms of video, like this kind of talk, they need to hear, whether in terms of printed material, they need to read, whether in terms of audio materials, they need to hear. They need things that will not just motivate them, they need words of life. So the Bible, for example, gives that life, the Word of God. So you need to meditate on the Word of God, and even for some time, it will help to build that resilience. It will help to build that resilience. That's about meditation. Then, of course, when you meditate, you find a way to you're countering negative thought patterns, because the Word of God carries power, carries life. So it's going to be dealing with the negative thought patterns. It's going to displace them. Okay, so it's important to meditate on the Word of God. Next is to set small achievable goals. Sometimes people are depressed because they are not able to meet up with their targets. They have experienced some kind of disappointment in different areas. Okay, but when you're able to set goals, small wins actually build momentum, making little progress step by step. You can get there. So there is a need to plan and to set goals that are smart, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. This is what your goal should look like. And this is how to relate with your goals, which will be very helpful in dealing with depressive thoughts. Next is spending time with nature. It's important to go out. I mentioned exercising. Exercising can be indoor, but when you exercise, go out, take a walk, cycling, you expose yourself to vitamin D, which is essential, and serotonin, and you have that engagement with life, which is also very helpful. Okay, so because the tendency for a person that's depressed actually is that withdrawal, that isolation, which is not helpful for them. So it's very important to take note of this. Next is journaling, writing out your thoughts and emotions. This helps to process pain and track progress. You can think about how you have been able to overcome, handle some challenges, and then that will help you to push further. It's encouraging to push further to make more achievements. Journaling is important. Stay hydrated. That's the next point. My dehydration can affect mood and concentration. And then you need to actually be drinking water consistently, which is very helpful. Next is practice gratitude. It helps to rewire your brain. When you are grateful, it helps to program your brain. Gratitude is an attitude, and if you have that proper attitude, right attitude, you will definitely be overcoming depression. Okay, so gratitude to God, very important. When you show appreciation to God, think about the things that God has helped you to achieve, what He has helped you to become, how far God has brought you. Very important. That will also help in overcoming, dealing with depression. Next is reduce screen time. I mentioned that earlier. Too much scrolling, sometimes, social media, plenty information, sometimes some negative news can increase anxiety and comparison. It's important to actually take a break. Sometimes some things in the news, some people have financial challenges, some other environmental factors like the economy of the nation. Some people cannot actually tolerate those information. So you need to ensure that you avoid exposing yourself to such negative news using the social media. Listen to uplifting music. Music therapy is real, and you can actually have a collection of songs that will boost your spirit, boost your energy, music that will uplift you. So these are very important. Thank you for the fourth like. Thank you so much. Thank you for engaging. Thank you. Very well appreciated. Thank you for the seventh vote. Hey, who is joining in? Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. we are talking about how to overcome depression. Next is to actually volunteer. Sometimes looking beyond yourself, looking outside yourself may be helpful. Helps to increase your sense of purpose and connection. It's actually a natural antidepressant when you go out to help others, when you do something that can benefit humanity. So it's one way to avoid and to overcome depression. Learn to help others. Take natural supplements, so of course, with the guidance of your doctor, omega-3, vitamin D, magnesium. These are supplements that can also help. Next is deep breathing. This helps to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, helps to calm your body and mind. Deep breathing helps in anxiety, also helps in depression. All right. Next is definitely you should celebrate every win. Acknowledge your progress. No matter how small, you are moving forward, and you should acknowledge that. Moving forward, you are making progress. Recognize those wins and celebrate. Importantly, it is very important not to give up. Some days will be harder than others, but you are not alone. Especially when you have people supporting you, helping you, uh, going with you to clinics for people that have appointments with doctors, schedule. People with suffering from depression have appointments with their mental health specialist, and so they need support, somebody to sometimes go with them, somebody to encourage them, and they need that support. So if you are the one experiencing this, you should never give up. Never give up. So when you have that never give up spirit, that attitude, it's one of the ways to overcome. It's one of the ways to overcome. Like I said earlier, it's a challenge, and challenges are meant to be overcome. Challenges are meant to be overcome. And you can overcome. You can overcome. It doesn't matter how long you have been suffering from depression. So you need to also understand finally that you should talk to God about this. Prayer is very important. It's letting God know that you are dependent on Him, that you cannot overcome this in your own strength. And somebody needs to hear that. Prayer helps you to assess, it grants you peace, helps you to have the proper perspective to this situation, and also helps to emotionally release people. With God, you have to learn to forgive others, learn to release people, because some people are actually depressed because they have experienced some disappointments. Some people probably jilted, broken relationships, some people defrauded, different reasons for people getting into depression. But once you can release people from your heart, people who have hurt you, people who have offended you, then you will be experiencing that peace with God and peace with man. Okay, so those are some of the ways that you can avoid and even overcome depression. I believe somebody got the points. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. Have you ever suffered from depression? Have you ever been depressed? Have you ever been depressed? And if yes, how did you overcome? How did you overcome? How did you overcome depression? How did you overcome depression? So, as part of the support is to relate and engage with support groups. There are people who are actually experiencing the same thing or who have actually overcome, who are in different stages when it comes to recovery. So when you join a support group, it can also help to learn how others are able to deal with their symptoms, depression, and then you can also apply some of these approaches to your own life. Thank you for the fifth like. I hope I'm audible. I hope I'm still audible. So it's time to connect. If you are watching for the first time, watching my channel, this live, joining us for the first time, and you are yet to subscribe, then it's time to connect and let's know where you are joining from. Let's know, are you a YouTuber or just YouTuber, I mean content creator, or you just enjoy content on YouTube? Okay, so let's connect. We've had people from different parts of the globe. Thank you for the 8 votes. Yes, son. Thank you, Kel. Thank you for subscribing. Malina, thank you for joining the community. So if you or is anyone you know around you is experiencing depression, you need to get them to see a medical doctor so that they can have a proper diagnosis made and then proper management. It's not the end of the world. Those symptoms can be dealt with when appropriate steps are taken. I mean, apart from seeing the professional, those are some of the methods for overcoming those things I've mentioned, and they need, then there's a need to be consistent in doing those things, and that will help. It will help a great deal. It will help. Okay, so have you ever experienced depression, or do you know? Have you encountered anyone with depression? Share your experience with us. Let's connect. Let's connect. It's waiting for your questions, comments, connection. I'm sure there are more people that are joining in, so waiting, waiting, waiting. Okay, so we can have question and answer, question and answer. If you have any question, you can drop in the chat. If you have any comment, any area of interest, are there areas that you would want me to actually do videos about, talk about? Are there areas of interest? You can drop in the chat, drop in the chat, drop in the chat, drop in the chat. It- Okay, so in less than 10 minutes, we'll be rounding up. I'll be about an hour on this live. So I want to encourage you to watch the different videos on the channel. You can actually look at different areas, topics that have been discussed, whether on the live or in a video, long form video, or even a short video, and they have posts in the community. So different information that will definitely benefit you. So check the channel, run through the videos. Actually a playlist. There are playlists different for different areas also. So check out and play and enjoy. If you have questions, you can drop on those videos. Who is here? Let's see in the chats. Let's see in the chats. So apart from current videos, this live, watch out for upcoming videos, topics of interest. I'm sure if you are subscribed and you have your notifications on, you will definitely be notified when I upload a new video. So watch out, watch out. Thank you for staying. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of this session. I'm sure many people will find this on the channel as soon as it's available um, after this live. Okay, so you can actually share with others, someone around you, even someone far away from you may need this information. So do well to share with them. So we'll catch you later. Catch up again soon. Thank you. So stay healthy, keeping fit. Note that you can avoid depression. So note all that has been said. In fact, those points are not just for those suffering from depression. They are also helpful for everyone who is interested in avoiding depression. Thank you. Bye for now.